I've learned that each of us is more than the worst thing that we've ever done. That the opposite of poverty isn't wealth. The opposite of poverty is justice. That the character of our nation isn't reflected in how we treat the rich and the privileged, but how we treat the poor, the disfavored, and condemned. Our system has taken more away from this innocent man than it has the power to give back. But I believe if each of us can follow his lead, we can change this world for the better. If we can look at ourselves closely and honestly, I believe we will see that we all need justice.
I can't explain why I shine and no one else shines. I think everybody shines in different things. And a lot of things I can't do. I can't play basketball like every other black person in America. But I can act. I know how to go to that true spot in myself because I'm there every day. I can be me. I can be whoever because I'm true to me. I can go to neutral easily. A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. The reason I sell 6 million records, the reason I could go to jail and come out without a scratch, the reason I can walk around, the reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my soul. It's there. It's not sold. I didn't sell it. It's still within me. I still feel it. My heart is still connected to my body. So I could, any character, I'm going to bring that intensity, that truth, that honesty to it because I have to repay for that blessing from Black Jesus, from God. I have to pay for that by shining. If he give you the voltage and you waste it, that's the curse. He gave me the voltage, I'm gonna shine. It's not mine, it's from God, it's God. Not that it's so special that nobody got it, but all of our gifts and blessings and our strengths and our weaknesses come from God. Come from Black Jesus or whoever comes from within you, you know what I mean? So it's not really tricky. Everybody can do it if they just can go to that spot. I guess all the things that happened to me in my life allow me.
Black History Month is every month. They just happen to give us the shortest month of the year, but Black History Month is all 12 months for me. You know, we celebrate Black excellence every single day of the year, 365 days, and go around my household and around the people, group of people I'm around. So, you know, I love the fact that we get to celebrate it for a full month and people, you know, that may not know about it kind of come together and things. But at the end of the day, I celebrate Black excellence every single day. And Black History Month, I would say, is Black History Day. 365 days of the year, 66 on the leap year. So that's just how we rock around here. And you know, but it's cool to get it started now, and we'll just keep it going throughout the rest of the year.
That there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring it.
Listen, you are a warrior. Don't ever let anybody take what you're supposed to get. When you're in the gym and you're out of shape, you don't look good. You don't look good. When you're learning something, when you go to school and they give you the grade and everybody's, oh, he didn't do good, he got a D. You feel that hurt and you go, yeah, what you gonna do, never take a test? No! You get back up and you get what you are supposed to get.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No, no.
No. I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month.
If all this generation, my generation, can do is to move from here to here, let's do that perfectly. Let's lay a perfect foundation so that the children who come after us will be able to carry on the struggle that much further. We're not going to win this struggle today. We're not going to win it tomorrow. This is a struggle. This is a long struggle. We're fighting a struggle that has been taking place for 500 years and even way beyond that. We're just a small part of that struggle, a very small part, and we cannot see ourselves as the most important part. Our generation is no more important than my father's generation, which is no more important than my grandfather's generation, and all these generations have struggled and waged fierce struggles. I mean, anytime people get real smart and say, we're not going anywhere, I say, hey, man, think about your grandfather. He was a slave. White boy was whooping him every day. Now look where you are. See how we're moving. Don't get upset. Let's just take our time, take our patience, understand that we have to find what our mission is, what the mission of this generation is, and do that, and do it perfect, properly, correctly, thoroughly, and completely. And then the other's going to take care of the rest. Let's leave some for the children.
How can I follow you if you got nothing to give me? You broke. You don't got no money. And I'm talking about the older brothers out there that want these younger brothers to listen to them. You don't got no resources. You don't got no money. You don't got no power. Right? So now, with me looking at that, I don't want to be the next older brother that don't got no power talking to my younger brothers talking about do this, do that. No, I got to empower myself. I got to stop asking and I got to start taking.
Keep your head up, nigga. Because it could always be worse. You gotta stop spending your days being bitter and learn to be better. The world don't care about your bad days. If you can't handle pressure, then you ain't built for greatness. You gotta remember, some of the strongest niggas come from humble beginnings. Divide the odds, make the impossible possible, and make sense of the illogical. And you one of them. I can't just tell you, you gotta believe that shit. You gotta believe that you're more than your mistakes, and that every setback is just an opportunity to do it better next time. It's time to clock.
All we've ever needed was the opportunity. To be black means to be the best. We deprogram our students right now. See, on a plantation, Abraham Lincoln figured out you have 300 slaves, you have one master. That's a lot of work to watch that many slaves. Why don't you let them go? But don't teach them who they are. Don't give them their story. Notice the word his story. That's all history is. Don't give them their story. Don't make them feel good about themselves. Then you won't have to watch it. They will even say in 1988, 89, 90, 91, they will even say to be white is to be smart. To be black is to be what? To be dumb. We have to deprogram about 200 years of brainwashing. But remember, the first step is you need to know who you are. You are an African-American people. Your history did not begin in 1619. It began 4 million years ago. And when you start talking about good hair and pretty eyes, your hair is good hair, and your eyes are pretty eyes. You are beautiful just the way you are. When you do well in school, or when you do poorly in school, there are only 4 ways to attribute it. You can attribute it to your ability. You can attribute it to effort. You can attribute it to luck. And you can attribute it to the nature of the task. It was either easy or hard. For example, if you think you're good in math, if you got 100 on a math test, you would probably say, I'm good in math, and that's why I got 100. And if you got a 40 on the math test, you would probably say, I didn't study hard enough. You would never question your ability because you believe you're good in math. So if you got 100, you attribute it to your ability. If you got a 40, you probably say, I didn't work hard enough, which means the next time you take a test, you will study harder. But if you feel I'm not good in math, I'm not good in science, if you got 100 on a test, you would probably say it was luck. Or you would say it was easy. And if you got a 40 on the math test, you would probably say, well, I never was good in math. What happens is when you do not feel good about yourself, you won't work harder the next time because you attribute the bad grade to your ability. I want you to attribute your success to your ability. And if you do a bad job, if you did not do well on a particular test, attribute it to effort. It's a real good feeling when you never give up on yourself, when you always believe in yourself. You see, many of us are afraid to try. We give up because we doubt our ability. It's called a psychology of performance. Never question your ability.
So if God still believes in us, who are we to disbelieve in ourselves? And I say this, the minister said this one day. He said, the more sincere the motive, the more sustained the action. So whenever what you do is purely and sincerely motivated, the actions will be more sustained. In fact, the base word of motivation is motive. So motive gives you motivation. Your why power really fuels your willpower. The reason why we do what we do provides fuel to our desire to stay continuously doing what we do. So I don't think that it's me thinking something special of myself that keeps me moving. I'm striving. I believe I have a sincere motive, and that motive gives motivation. I believe that my why power fuels my willpower, and it keeps us on the battlefield. And of course, you know, I always tell myself that greater than me have gone through worse, and they kept going. So you shouldn't use your little suffering as a justification for punking out or quitting. No, look, wherever success is, sacrifice was.
People are not clear on capitalism because capitalism is a very vicious system, but what it does is it embroideries its viciousness with all sorts of elusive terms. For example, many of us would support capitalism because we actually believe that in a capitalist system, there's a chance for us to get the same amount of money as Rockefeller gets, because we're told that under capitalism there is equality of opportunity. So that we feel that if this year we didn't make as much as Rockefeller made, then we got to work a little bit harder, and next year we're going to make it. But if we carefully examine a capitalist system, we will see that it's based on exploitation, because the viciousness of capitalism, and the reason why once black people examine we can never be for it, is that under a capitalist system, the fruits of those who labor are enjoyed by somebody else. That is, those who do the laboring, the fruits of their labor, they don't enjoy it. As a matter of fact, we could say under capitalism that the fruits of the labor of the toiling masses are enjoyed by those who do not labor. And again, as black people, we have clear examples of it. If we were to get the fruits of our labor from slavery, just from slavery, all we got to do is go to Nixon and say, hey, look, you give us the fruits of our labor from slavery, and we forget the score. We would be the richest people in the country, again, because under capitalism, the individual exploits the labor of the people. Now, people get confused because this is a capitalist system, and it's a developed system. It's a technological system. So they combine capitalism with technology and development, and they think that there is no other possible way to develop this rapid terms of development without going through the capitalist route. But certainly we have examples that show the opposite of that. China is a clear example of that. Cuba is, North Korea, North Vietnam. These countries certainly in Africa, where countries have chosen the socialist path, such as Tanzania, Guinea, Congo, Brazzaville, Algeria, we see that there is another way to develop and get the same type of things that we have under the capitalist system, but in a system that does not exploit each other, where all of us work and the fruits of our labor are divided evenly. Let me show you how backward capitalism is. It's a backward system. We could make two statements about capitalism to show how backward it is. About America. America is a capitalist country. It's thoroughly capitalist. It's an imperialist country. But we could say that, number one, America is the most technologically advanced country in the world. And that's an undeniable fact. It's a truism. It's a truism. America is the most scientifically developed country in the world. And right under that, we could say a second fact, which will show you how backward America is. We could say that America, in 1945, made for her people better cars than she does in 1973. And if you analyze this, you'll see how vicious the system is, because here's America with its great technological skills, its great scientific ability, and rather than making a safe car for people that will last 20 years, which they can do with the scientific knowledge that's at their fingertip, they rather take this knowledge and build a car which will break down every 2 years, so you're forced to buy another car. Thus, you see, under capitalism, what they do is they take their scientific skills, and rather than using it for the benefit of the people, they use it to further exploit the people. And certainly this type of system is too bad.
If we don't see the war, we're in serious trouble.
The game of chess is about the white king checkmating the black king.
As a focus on the black male person, as being the #1 perceived threat, the #1 enemy, and everything flows from that.
The attack of racism, white supremacy, it's against all black people or all non-white people, but it is most specifically against the black male, because it is the black male who can cause white genetic annihilation. Do you see?
If we don't see the threat, we are in serious trouble. The focus consciously, subconsciously has to zero in on the males. 66% of black children being born in single-family households. That's not to demean that household. White supremacy is saying, I'm taking away the conditions for enhancing black masculinity. I'm taking away the conditions through which you might produce soldiers to carry on activity on your side of the chessboard. About white genetic annihilation and the concern for white genetic survival. This would therefore mean logically and specifically that the focus has to be on black males, because black people have the greatest genetic potential to produce the black pigment melanin. This is a serious war. If whites are involved in their genetic survival, and they are threatened by black male masculinity, then it will occur, I have to reduce his masculinity. And as the system of racism, white supremacy moves on, the system is going to have black men wearing dresses. Now, to hear that in the 70s, people say, oh, this is way out. And here we are. The effeminization is an essential ingredient of white genetic survival, and the only thing that can prevent it is black people becoming conscious or becoming determined that this is not going to happen to them, because if the black men are destroyed, then the black people are gone, and we have the state of genocide.
In a family, God don't pluck the whole family. He may pluck one person out of a whole family. And when he plucks you, the rest of the family say, oh, the nigga done went crazy. And they turn their back on you, but you don't care. That's when you know you're born for something. When you can walk out and don't care what people say, don't care what they do. You found what you've been looking for, and I'm dead on course now. That don't mean there's not ups and downs. That doesn't mean there's not disappointments. But what it does mean, you have found what you were born for. Yes, sir. And if you turn your back on what you're born for, then God begin to whip you until you get your act together, because he's not going to let you go until you do what you're born to do.
It's not hate to say that we were kidnapped and brought here. It's truth. It's not hate to say that we were Jim Crow, discriminated and segregated. It's truth. It's not hate to say that the Supreme Court, which is the highest court in this country, came up with a hypocritical desegregation decision 9 years ago, which they haven't enforced yet. That's not hate. That's truth. He's not teaching hate. He's teaching history. And since the American white man has used his control over the press and over the textbooks and over all forms of media to make it appear that he has done us a favor by bringing us here and enslaving us, then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has to rewrite history or retell history. And since the white man can't dispute this truth, he tries to defend himself by saying that Mr. Muhammad...
An offering from a sage and a king is more than silver and gold. It is a seed of hope, a bud of faith. There is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington. And not just because of me, but my whole cast, that generation stands on your shoulders. The daily battles won, the 1,000 territories gained, the many sacrifices you made for the culture on film sets through your career, the things you refused to compromise along the way, laid the blueprints for us to follow. And so now, let he who has watered be watered. Let he who has given be given to. It is an honor to now know you, to learn from you, and join in this work with you. May God bless you exceedingly and abundantly more in what's in store than he ever has before. God bless you.
He said a big reason why black people do not get mortgages from white banks is y'all bought the car first. When you come to me asking for a mortgage for a $250,000 house and you driving a $120,000 Benz, I'm denying you. Not because you can't afford it, but you just show me where your priorities lie. In other words, if you are going through a hard time, because you bought the car first, I know you're going to pay your car note first before you pay your mortgage, and that's why you didn't get the loan. You see that?
Yeah.
So listen, as long as black people care more about how we look than how our people live, we cannot win. Now let's go to the celebrities real quick. A big problem I got with black celebrities, especially the billionaire class, right? And guess who said this? Do you remember the coach of the owners of the LA Clippers? What was his name? Donald Sterling?
Donald Sterling.
He was forced to sell his team because they caught him with the racist remarks. That wasn't the real reason. The NBA really wanted him out. But that's what they used, right? You know what he said? As racist as he was, he said, I don't understand these black millionaires. They don't do half of what we do for our people for theirs. He said there's no such thing as black. What did he call it? There's no such thing as black philanthropy. I'm paraphrasing him, but he broke it down. He said, look at what I do for other Jewish people. Look at what he do for other Irish. Look at what they do for Italian. Look at what they do for Chinese. Look at what they do for the Arabs. You don't see no black celebrity, none of them, systematically doing for their own like any other celebrity does for their own. This is my problem with us, brother. But you know why that is, right? Black people are stuck in an eternal competition with one another for who's going to be the ultimate head Negro in charge. I can't help you build wealth, brother. I can't turn you into no millionaire, even if I'm a billionaire, because I'm helping you level up to me. I can't be the HNIC if you level up to me.
But what's better than one billionaire too? Isn't that?
If you care about the collective. Remember, black people don't identify with race. Slavery took away culture and gave us religion. You see that? So we don't care if black people are mistreated until we get mistreated. We don't have a collective I. We only have an individual I. Mexicans, it's a collective I. Arabs, it's a collective I. That's why they can build in mass wealth the way that they do, because they move as a group. Mexicans will come over here, 20 in a house, and will not move out that house until every one of them got a home and a business. You don't even want your sister living in your house. You don't even want your brother living in your house. You know who the ultimate anti-black segregationists are in America? Black people! Nobody wants to get away from black people more than black people. How are you going to build wealth if we can't even live in the same neighborhood?
You're going to hurt a lot of feelings.
It's the truth.
For some reason, we got faith in negative and not faith in positive. You know what I'm saying? Which is the big distinguishing factors of understanding that it's just as easy to create success and positivity and happiness as it is to create failure, misery.
The crazy part, most people already have strong faith, but it's pointed in the wrong direction. They focus on what's missing, what could fall apart, and how something might fail. That's faith, that's belief, that's manifestation, but it's in failure, not success. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and fake. If you constantly speak on negative outcomes or limitations, your mind doesn't question it, it accepts it as truth, and then it starts shaping reality to match what you said. That's what Nipsey meant. Creating negativity and creating positivity use the same exact muscle. Your imagination, your focus, your inner conversations. Every time you speak on lack, expect the worst, or doubt yourself, you're creating more of it. Not because life is punishing you, but because your mind is producing it. This applies to your job, your relationships, your money, your mood. You've been unconsciously creating your life from fear and survival. This ain't about ignoring reality. It's about reclaiming your power as a creator. You don't need more faith, you just need to aim it right.
How does it feel to be famous?
Get some money, man. Don't worry about no fame. That's my true answer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was always a hustler. So when I talk to a young dude, I'm like, bro, my advice to you is gonna be money advice. Bro, get you some money, you're gonna feel different. All that other advice I could have gave you, this is the short version. You know, get you a couple dollars, man. You're gonna feel different.
Nothing beat hard work. Nothing beat like willpower. You determined when you got your mind on something and you serious about it and you working toward it. So that would be my only advice to anybody. Just, you know, raise your level with it. Take it to that level.
If I don't live by my rules, I know why I failed or why I didn't work. If I live by the rules, though, that I learned in the game that I got, that shit works. It's consistent. It's just about being disciplined and sticking to the script throughout the whole time. But the rules work. You know, you apply the rules, that shit work. My mentality when I do start to be like, damn, this is a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's what it's supposed to feel like. If you are going toward what the vision look like, and that's like greatness, that's, you know, on multiple levels. It's a vision that I'm working toward, so I'm like, I just think about that, like this shit ain't supposed to feel comfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to stretch you. It's supposed to be a burden to a degree.
Going against the odds to be successful because it's not in your favor. The game ain't built for your success. You just gotta be a beast. You gotta be harder. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be meaner. You gotta be hungrier because you're gonna be fighting an uphill battle.
Very few people bet on the underdog, but if you would have, you would have won big, and that happened to be we bet on ourselves as underdogs. I sold my Rolex chain and my Alpinas and bought studio equipment, and it was the best decision I made. I shut down my spot. I was hustling, and I stopped hustling and went broke for a time and started getting treated different by girls because I wasn't balling as a teenager no more. I made so much more money off of buying that equipment than I would have if I just stayed in my bracket as a hustler. And it's legit money. And sometimes you don't need facts. You could just go off your gut and how you feel about things. Damn. You know what I mean? So just being confident in, I don't need confirmation. If I feel it, I trust how I feel. I know my intentions is pure. My instincts is like connection to a higher understanding. You don't need the facts all the time.
We have been black, powerless people for 400 years. I've seen people boxed in, black children, in Harlem of New York. I've seen people boxed in, black people, in Chicago, Illinois, in the slums, with the babies sick, rats eating on the babies. So what we mean by black power is we mean to have not only black political power, but black economic power, to have a voice in the educational system, that our kids will know, not only the black kids, but the white kids should know the kind of contribution that have been made by black people throughout this country. We want to determine some of our destiny. And this is what black power means. We want to have something to say about our destiny.
Mr. Chairman, and to the Credentials Committee, it was the 31st of August in 1962 that 18 of us traveled 26 miles to the county courthouse in Indianola to try to register to become first-class citizens. We was met in Indianola by policemen.
The president, Lyndon Johnson, he's not afraid of Martin Luther King's testimony. He's afraid of Fannie Lou Hamer's testimony. And so he decides that the country should not see her testify live.
Johnson is in the White House, and he convened an impromptu press conference.
We will return to this scene in Atlantic City, but now we switch to the White House and NBC's Robert Goralski.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
On this day, 9 months ago.
He did it knowing that they would break away, thinking he might announce who his choice of vice president was going to be. Instead, he gets up there and he announces, get this, he announces that it's 9 months to the day since Governor Connolly, who was there, was shot along with President Kennedy. So he announced a 9-month anniversary. Everybody's scratching their heads.
Thank you very much.
And then he leaves. And by that time, Fannie Lou Hamer's testimony was over. However, it backfired on Johnson because it became a story that she had been taken off television, and in the news that night and for days afterwards, they replayed her testimony.
I was carried to the county jail and put in the booking room. They left some of the people in the booking room and began to place us in cells.
She had Mississippi in her bones. Martin Luther King or the SNCC field secretaries, they couldn't do what Fannie Lou Hamer did. They couldn't be a sharecropper and express what it meant, right? And that's what Fannie Lou Hamer did.
And it wasn't too long before 3 white men came to my cell. One of these men was the State Highway Patrol. He said, "We're going to make you wish you was dead." I was carried out of that cell into another cell where they had 2 Negro prisoners. The State Highway Patrolman ordered the first Negro to take the blackjack. The first Negro prisoner ordered me, by orders from the State Highway Patrolman, for me to lay down on a bunk bed on my face. And I laid on my face. The first Negro began to beat. And I was beat by the first Negro until he was exhausted. I was holding my hands behind me at that time on the left side because I suffered from polio when I was 6 years old. After the first Negro had beat until he was exhausted, the State Highway Patrolman ordered the second Negro to take the blackjack. The second Negro began to beat, and I began to work my feet. And the State Highway Patrolman ordered the first Negro had beat to sit on my feet, to keep me from working my feet. I began to scream, and one white man got up and began to beat me in my head and tell me to hush. One white man, my dress had worked up high. He walked over and pulled my dress. I pulled my dress down, and he pulled my dress back up. I was in jail when Medgar Evers was murdered. All of this is on account of we want to register to become first-class citizens. And if the Freedom Democratic Party is not seated now, I question America. Is this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off of the hook because our lives be threatened daily, because we want to live as decent human beings in America? Thank you.